But check out the gymnastics that MSNBC and Mika go through to try and make this go away and make it seem like, oh, we always knew this kind of stuff was happening. Here's cut number one. Check this out.
As for what actually happened on January 6th, unaired footage we just obtained from congressional sources shows top Democratic lawmakers questioning the whereabouts of the National Guard during the January 6th Capitol attack. As the Capitol was being overrun, then House Speaker Nancy Pelosi grilled her chief of staff about the situation as they were evacuated for their safety. Take a look.
You're going to ask me in the middle of the thing when they've already breached the inaugural.
Now what's great is that they're playing the footage. So they're acknowledging it yet again.
Police? I mean, the National Guard. Why weren't the National Guard there to be?
The footage also shows Pelosi and Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer at Fort McNair speaking on the phone with then Army Secretary Ryan McCarthy and later Washington Mayor Muriel Bowser about the status of their request for help from the National Guard.
Now watch this, because this is some terrible acting.
Senator Schumer, we're at Fort McNair. Do you know what's going on? D.C. has requested the National Guard, and it's been denied by DOD. I'd like to know a good goddamn reason why it's been denied. Yes. We need them fast. We've all had to. I've never seen anything like this. We're like a third world country here. We had to run and evacuate the Capitol.
He's very relaxed, legs closed.
I spoke to the Secretary of the Army. He's given a full okay to give the National Guard. He said it was not denied. I'm going to call up the effing Secretary of DOD.
Ooh.
Yes, very upset.
Schmucky getting upset.
Yes,
it is.
Thank you.
What was the
Look at this overacting.
This is how they do business, laying on a couch.
For the National Guard to move in.
Okay, if I could, Madam Speaker, let me just give you a rundown. Your chief, the United States Capitol Police, sent a request for National Guard support probably more than an hour ago. I thought there was some resistance from the Secretary of the Army folks to deploy.
See, now they're mentioning people we haven't talked about before.
No, we have talked about him. That's Stephen's son she's talking about.
Than 3 hours.
Stop that clip right now. What that person just said to Nancy Pelosi is the chief of the Capitol Police requested the National Guard an hour ago. That's Stephen's son.
Right, but she said the Secretary of the Army. And that's someone we hadn't heard mentioned.
Roll that back.
Yeah.
Roll that back to the message on the phone. Go back.
Yeah,
right about there.
Of your request or our request as well for the National Guard to move in.
Okay, if I could, Madam Speaker, let me just give you a rundown. Your chief, the United States Capitol Police, sent a request for National Guard support probably more than an hour ago.
So that's Stephen's son.
Now,
Stephen's son tweeted today, the chief of the Capitol Police. He tweeted today, and I think I actually shared it on our X. He said Nancy Pelosi was surprised that let me just put it up. Aaron, if you could throw that up. Pelosi was surprised we didn't have National Guard on January 6th. I was denied National Guard support multiple times before January 6th and repeatedly for 71 minutes on January 6th. My story hasn't changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he also posted on his Twitter back then the letter that was sent from the mayor who's on the phone right now, Muriel Bowser, denying any additional support from outside forces such as the National Guard or any other law enforcement help.
Yeah, so honestly, Mika playing that clip to me just confirms. As you heard, who's that on the phone? That's Muriel Bowser,
That's
supposedly?
Muriel Bowser, yeah.
Giving her the update?
Yep.
Basically confirming what Stephen's son said, that they got a request for the National Guard. She said an hour ago. He said for 71 minutes, so that's pretty close.
Yeah.
She absolutely confirmed exactly what the GOP is saying and exactly what Stephen's son is saying.
Yeah.
It's right there on tape. We just heard it. Stephen's son requested the National Guard an hour ago before she even had that phone call, and then another 2 hours went by before the National Guard even showed up. That is solely on Pelosi. That is solely on Pelosi. She's in charge of protecting the Capitol.
Yeah.
The President of the United States offered up 10,000 National Guard troops. I don't care what she says. We've seen it in sworn testimony that it's true. We've heard from multiple people that it's true. The President himself has said in multiple interviews he offered them up days before. They did not want the National Guard there. In the end, right there, they said because they were worried about the optics.
Right.
Stephen's son has said, my guys were not even roped into what was going on. They weren't even, they didn't have the right equipment for what we thought could possibly be that day. We were totally out of the loop. I was requesting meetings and going, why am I not getting this information and getting it way late or getting it different times than other people? We've heard from the chief of police, the Capitol Police. John Solomon has done excellent interviews with him. He has written about this over and over again. And as he said in that tweet, his story has not changed. Has not changed. So I don't know what Mika thinks that this story is doing, but all it's doing in my eyes is confirming what we already know. What we already know. And that's that the majority of this lays at the feet of Nancy Pelosi.